This is the ultimate bike wash. In this video, I'm going to show you how to clean your bike and make it almost brand new. You don't need all of these tools that I'm showing you, but all of these tools help me clean my bike and make it almost brand new. I'll have links to most of these tools and products in the description box down below. So as you can see here, this is my Trek Excalibur 8 mountain bike, and it's definitely very dirty. This was after a recent mountain biking race, and it definitely had a lot of mud, dirt, and grime just everywhere. So you definitely want to get all this stuff off your bike so that it works smoothly and lasts a long time. So the first step here is I'm just using my Marolex pump sprayer and some Green Star from Koch Chemie all-purpose cleaner, just on the drivetrain area, just saturating that with a degreaser. Then I'm going to come behind with my Ryobi rechargeable and handheld pressure washer just to rinse off all that degreaser from the drivetrain. So I always start with the drivetrain because it has most of the oils, most of the grime on there. We're just going to do a quick rinse to get everything off, and that degreaser will help to emulsify all of that dirt and all of that grime. Another thing I should mention is a lot of the tools and products that I use in my bike are the same ones I use in my car. So like I said, you don't have to use all of these specific tools and products that I'm using, but you might want to start with these and then maybe look online or look on Google for some other products that you can use as well. So I'm just using my chain cleaner. I think this one is from the Park Tool company. There are definitely a lot of them on Amazon available. So I just put some more of the Green Star all-purpose cleaner or degreaser in there. Now I'm just running my chain through the chain cleaner tool. Because like I said, the chain, the rear cassette, the derailleur, that's usually the most dirtiest part of the bike, so I definitely try and clean this part first. Here I just have a boar's head brush from the Detail Factory, which is another company that makes tools mainly for car cleaning, but your bike is similar to a car, in terms of the paint and stuff, so you can definitely use these tools on your bike. So I'm just brushing everything that I didn't get with the chain cleaner tool, just like the rear cassette, any other parts of the frame, the rear derailleur, just making sure all that stuff is scrubbed down with the all-purpose cleaner. And so the all-purpose cleaner, it's really just kind of like a degreaser, so it cuts through the oil, the dirt, and the grime, and just gets all the stuff off of there. So now I'm back with my Ryobi handheld pressure washer. It's about 600 psi. It's cordless, that's really nice. It's just hooked up to like a 5-gallon water jug. I'm just rinsing all that stuff off. You definitely don't want to keep all those chemicals and such on your bike. So just make sure to give that a good rinse. Definitely move the chain just to hit all areas of the water. So now I'm taking my Marolex pump sprayer again. This just has the Koch Chemie in there as well, but it's also diluted. I should have mentioned that. So it has water and the Koch Chemie Green Star all-purpose cleaner in there. I just pumped it up, spraying the bike down because since the bike is pretty dirty, I want to get the all-purpose cleaner everywhere so I can come behind and rinse it off first before we start the contact wash. So these, like I said, these are similar principles to cleaning your car. At first you want to, if your car is fairly dirty, you might want to rinse it off first before you actually start using the brushes and the sponge and all that stuff in the paint. So I just sprayed it down with the Koch Chemie Green Star just to emulsify the dirt a little bit better than just straight water. And now I'm rinsing it off with my pressure washer, just using straight water. And like I said, you don't need all these tools. You can definitely just do this with a hose if that's all you have, or if you have a full pressure washer, you can use that as well. I live in an apartment building, so I need to be totally mobile. So this Ryobi pressure washer is definitely a really good tool to have. It's like 600 psi, you can do different outputs on it, and I just have it hooked up to this 5-gallon water jug that you can see. So it just kind of draws the water from that, and you can use it to rinse off things like your car, your wheels, your bike. It's definitely a good tool to have. So I rinsed off the whole bike, just once over, and now we really have to get in there and scrub because just rinsing will get the majority of stuff off. It definitely won't get all the dirt and such off of there. So now I'm just using my Detail Factory brush once more and going in with the Green Star all-purpose cleaner. just really scrubbing down the areas that need scrubbing down. So just I usually start from top to bottom because just like a car, the top of the bike is usually a little bit cleaner than the bottom of the bike. So I'm just going in, spraying the all-purpose cleaner on the bike, spraying it on the brush, just getting busy scrubbing things down. So as you can see, this particular all-purpose cleaner definitely foams up pretty well. It's not necessary that you have a bunch of foam, but foam is always fun. It always helps. So there's that. And yeah, I mean, you can definitely use other products instead of the Koch Chemie Green Star all-purpose cleaner. You could use just a regular car soap. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could use like a Dawn dish soap. It's not really meant for cleaning bikes and cars, but if that's all you have, that could work. Any sort of soap will be fine. Bike paint is not that finicky. So yeah, so I'm just going over the entire bike, with that brush, making sure everything is scrubbed down. Because the most important thing to remember is, we're just trying to get the bike clean, keep the dirt off of there. Because just like a car, the cleaner your bike is, I feel like the better your bike will run and the longer it will last. So if you just have a bunch of dirt and oil sitting on those components over time, getting ground into the bearings and moving parts, it's just going to wear stuff down sooner. So after I've brushed off the frame, now we're just getting into the wheels and tires. And if you don't have a mountain bike, maybe your tires aren't that big. Maybe you could skip this step. But since I have a mountain bike, I do have some, moderately sized sidewalls. I'm just using the same all-purpose cleaner solution, just a different brush here from the Detail Factory, just to scrub down my tires. And since I did have a decent amount of mud actually in the tread itself, I'm actually brushing the treads too. I don't always do this, but if there's a good amount of mud and dirt in the treads, I feel like it's good to brush that out periodically. Just because you don't want that stuff just, sitting in the treads, for long periods of time. And also, if there's rocks and such, that could, puncture your tire at some point. So it's just good to brush that stuff out. So yeah, just doing the same thing here for the back of the tire. And I should mention, when I was cleaning the frame of the bike, I avoided the chain and the gears in the drivetrain area, and I also avoided the brake rotors. So I avoided the chain in that area because we already cleaned it, and that is the most dirty area of the bike. So you don't want to get oil on the brush and brush other parts of the bike. And I didn't touch the rotors because you don't want those to get contaminated with oils and dirts. So I usually just kind of don't really touch the brake rotors themselves. I just kind of rinse it off with water as perfectly can. I really just don't touch it because you don't want it to get contaminated, and that's when the brakes kind of start squeaking or something. So after I brushed all the frame off, all of the wheels off, just doing one final rinse now to get all of that all-purpose cleaner off of the bike. So like I said, this Ryobi pressure washer definitely comes in handy if you live in an apartment or you don't have access to running water. You pretty much fill up like a 5-gallon bucket of water, bring it anywhere, bring this pressure washer, it's just battery powered, and you can clean your bike anywhere. So now I have another tool from Ryobi. This is just kind of like a handheld blower, just blows out air, and now we're going to dry the bike. So you could, of course, just dry the bike with a rag or a towel, it's perfectly fine. But I think having some sort of blower is really important to blow the air out of those cracks and crevices where the water could run. So blowing the air into those areas will hopefully stop parts from rusting, stop water from just pooling up there. So having the blower can really get into those bolts, so the areas around the brakes, the areas around the drivetrain, just get 100% of the water out of there. So here's the finished product. The only thing I didn't show was just oiling the chain. Make sure you do that because you don't want your chain to be dry. But as you can see, if you follow the steps that I just laid out here, the results are pretty, they kind of speak for themselves. So here's the finished product. I do this process every so often when my bike is really dirty. And that is the ultimate bike wash if you don't have access to running water. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Leave some comments down below. See ya.